Girl. Hi, everyone. Welcome. I hope you managed to make your way here. I've received a few texts from people that were struggling to find their way. I'm just going to check my Qantas email just in check. Yeah, just wait a second. Okay, so I know that Diana has found it. Perfect. Okay, well, I hope everyone makes their way. I might just send, yeah, okay, well, let's hope it's all good. Might just check with a WhatsApp group. Okay, perfect. Okay, welcome everyone. Thanks for joining this special event. So the idea is that I'm gonna speak for about like 15 to 20 minutes with Sarah, who's the development coordinator at The Small Things, so we can introduce you to the charity. And then we're gonna move on to the yoga class. So as most of you know, I spent about a month last year in Tanzania volunteering at this organization, and I was basically being an extra pair of hands. I was living at the daycare and I was helping the teachers organize some activities for the kids. I was helping the mamas cook. I taught yoga to the kids and introduced mindfulness to the staff. And really, I just kind of belonged to the community there for the period that I was there, and I really fell in love with the kids and the people, and have been so humbled and amazed by the amazing work that the organization is doing, that I've really wanted to keep on supporting them as much as I can as I'm here back in Australia. So I hope you can also see why I made this connection through this little share. So we're going to have a couple of discussions and videos so that you can see kind of firsthand what the organization is about. And there's a little button where you can, under the screen where you initially joined, where you can join a chat or come into what's called the green room if you ever wanted to come on screen and ask any questions that you might have. And otherwise, yeah, we're just gonna kick on. So what I wanted to say as well is, and we're going to go a little bit deeper into that, but the organization is only dependent on private donations and grants, and they don't receive any federal funds or anything like that. So, and it's also, it's been really sad. The past couple of months have been very heavy with a rainy season that has impacted a lot the village where the kids are living. And there's also obviously the pandemic that now is striking really hard in Tanzania. So there has a lot of new needs that have emerged. So this is why also it's like really important for me and for us to kind of be able to support in any way we can. So I'm just going to ask Josh to play a little video to introduce the organization, and then we'll come back on screen.
Sina tamaa
Okay, so this is Sarah. So Sarah has been living in Tanzania for a few years now, and she's been the amazing rock and person who's really kind of helped me during the month that I was there in terms of organizing all the activities that I was going to do to make sure that I could contribute as much as I could while I was there. So she's just going to share what the organization is about. So over to you, Sarah.
Thanks. Well, first, I kind of want to give a shout out to Mailys, who was just the ideal volunteer and has become a good friend after the time that she spent in Tanzania. We loved having her. She brought such a calming presence to the organization and helped so many of our kids and our staff members really get into a yoga practice too, which is really exciting. So I'll talk a little bit about what we do at TST. Basically, our main goal is trying to keep families together. So we have a few different ways of doing that. So we have kind of these three scopes of work that we work under. So we work in community services, so providing different types of community services and community development projects to the community. So we do things like we have a daycare, which is where Mailys spent a lot of her time volunteering, where we have kids from ages 2 to 5 who are in an English medium daycare to prepare them for primary school and secondary school and really get a jump start on their education while also giving their parents some time to get back to their work too. So parents who are in our program and send their kids to the daycare get time that they can spend to actually work as well, since childcare can be hard to find. And so some of our other community service projects that we do our vocational studio, where we have a jewelry training studio for young and vulnerable youth throughout the community. So we have students from ages maybe 15 to 20 who are getting different types of training in how to make jewelry, how to sew, how to do different types of creative projects that they can then sell themselves. And so they get to sell as much as they want, as much as they can make. I'm sorry, there's a pretty loud truck in the background here. But in the shop, and 50% goes directly into their pockets, and then 50% comes back to TST to help pay and cover for their school fees. And then last big community service projects that we have are our tutoring program on Saturdays. Right now during coronavirus, these community service projects have been shut down and paused. But we're hoping that we'll be able to open up again once things calm down. Where in this case, we have more than about 150 kids coming from the local communities to come up to our library where they can read books and also get a little bit of extra help. But what I think is kind of the heart of our program is our family preservation program. So since we're really trying to keep kids with their families and keep families together, we see that the first line of defense is really through our family preservation program, which is providing different types of business support, any type of emergency needs support, medical support, and education support to families so that their kids can stay with their parents. So often, one of the big reasons why we see kids going into orphanages here in Tanzania is because of poverty. And we just don't think that that's an acceptable reason for a child to be in an orphanage, right? We want kids to be in their families as much as possible because that's the place where they can thrive. So our family preservation program is really cool, and we've supported up to this time over 90 families and hundreds of children of those families as well to kind of get back on their feet. So most of the families enter into a business education program. They get different types of startup grants and loans for businesses, and we work with them for that time period, and their kids get extra support in the ways that we can. And then lastly, we recognize that, not all children are going to be able to stay in their families at all times. There might be extenuating circumstances or kids who have no relatives or family to live with. So that's when we have our Happy Family Children's Village, which is really the last resort for our care. And right now we have about 40 kids in our children's village, which is a family style homes. We have 3 different homes, one for the little boys, one for the girls, and one for the youngest kids. And the kids really try and live as much like a family as they can. They live in Tanzanian culture. They're raised by Tanzanians. All of our programs are run by Tanzanians. So it's us kind of international staff really in the background doing the fundraising work and facilitation. So it's a really great community, as you've seen some of the videos and the pictures coming from the videos, and you've heard Mailys talk about it quite a lot. But that's kind of the overall scope of all the work that we do. but our main goal is really trying to keep families together. So yeah, I think that's kind of a quick summary of there. We can send it back to Mailys.
Cool. So Josh, maybe can you launch the video that kind of give us a tour of the village so that everyone can see what it looks like?
Here we are at Happy Family Children's Village. We are a group of small family-based homes for orphan and vulnerable children built in honor and loving memory of Amir Vizram, who's the father of the founder of Happy Family Organics, the company that helped us to build this incredible home for all of our children. Right now, with coronavirus happening, we've got a lot of extra precautions in place. We've got these hand sanitizing and hand washing stations everywhere. And with the help of a lot of our incredible donors, we've been able to put in rainwater collection so that the taps never go dry. We're so grateful for your help with that. We're here at the Children's Village in total lockdown. It's very intense, but it's a pretty beautiful place to be stuck if you've got to be here for months at a time. So in order to keep everybody safe here, we've set up hand washing stations everywhere. Nobody is in and out except for my family, and we are also isolated from the broader community. And instead of the usual 40 kids and about 10 staff, we've got about 50 kids and 30 staff all living here right now. So every single nook and cranny is filled. Let's go check out the kids in their homeschool. Here we are outside the Children's Village homeschool, which is set up in what will in future be our preschool buildings. So for now, we've got 8 or 9 grades all squished into our space. We have a couple of outside tents, and then we have some of the middle-aged kids in here. So let's take a peek in quietly, try not to bother them. Hi. Hi, Watoto Wazuri. Yeah. Can you guys say hi to the camera? Say hi, everyone. Hi. Okay. We've had like a 9-month rainy season going here in East Africa. You've probably heard about floods in other countries. We've been pretty lucky so far, but it's definitely getting interesting here. Along the back, you can see we have some areas where the mud has started to go down. We really need to pave this entire area now that we've got the water, the rainwater collection system, which is just down here. We had to remove some of the dirt and earth as well. So again, every day we find some new little project that needs to be done, but that's life with kids. Part of our crazy rainy season, just about a week and a half ago, we had a minor landslide here. Where one of our retaining walls got so wet, the weight behind it got so severe that it came down. We were able to re-secure it in place and put some better supports in, but it's been a crazy year, and we're really grateful for all your support. Hi, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good job, Safi. Bye.
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 Vanessa. 1, 2, 4, 6, 10. Just skip to 10. 6, 8, 10.
So cute. That brings so many memories for me. It's crazy. Sorry. So I'm terrible. Yeah, so Becca is the founder of the organization. So she's the woman who was giving you the tour of the village and everything. And the Vanessa that she was holding in her arms. So they're actually part of the family that she has to support. So there's Meshach, who's about 8 years old, I believe, and then he has 2 twins, Vanessa and Vincent. They were about 18 months when I was there, and they were really malnourished when they came into care and were very delayed in their development, I guess. And it's beautiful to see now how thriving they are. I think we're going to see them again in another video, but yeah, seeing Vanessa come out like this is very, very cute.
When Mailys, when you were here too, she taught Vanessa how to do some yoga poses. So
Yeah.
we'll see it later, but there's a really cute video of Vanessa basically going into downward dog.
Yeah.
Really cool and nice.
Yeah.
So it's great progress that they've had. And, you know, so many of the kids that were here when you were here too, Mailys, have now been reunified with their families, like Baraka and Neema, two of the twins.
Oh.
Yeah, which is something that I had forgotten to talk about earlier, but with the reunification processes that we do too, we try and get kids as quickly and as safely home to their families.
Yeah, that's awesome. So the other thing, that we wanted to share was giving you a sense of how what the impact COVID had in the village, and in particular on the mamas for the caretakers of the kids inside the children's village. So yeah, we're gonna watch a little video to get a few mamas speaking about that.
Jina langu ninaitwa Rosina. Niko hapa TST kama mama mlezi wa watoto. Nitaongea kwa habari ya Vincent na Vanessa. Hawa watoto wamekuja kwa kweli wakiwa na hali mbaya sana. Walikuwa wadogo kiasi kwamba mimi mwenyewe nilikuwa ninaogopa hata kuwashika. Vincent alikuwa akilia, ninaogopa kabisa, nikamfananisha na mnyama fulani lakini sitasema. Tukawatunza vizuri, tukawapa matunzo mazuri sana na upendo. Wakawa na hali nzuri kiafya. Wakaendelea vizuri kabisa. Lakini kwa sasa pia wanaendelea vizuri sana 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 kuliko mwanzo. Ninafurahi sana kwa sababu kwa sasa wana afya nzuri, wanacheza vizuri, na wenyewe pia kwa kweli wanajua kabisa kwamba wanapendwa. Kwa hiyo hata ile kupendwa inawafanya wanaendelea kuwa na afya nzuri na furaha, na mimi pia ninafurahi sana kwa sababu wana afya nzuri na wanaendelea vizuri kwa kweli. Ninafurahi sana. Mwisho ninasema bye, asanteni sana kwa kunisikiliza.
Mimi ni Mama Ruti, nina mume mmoja na watoto 4. Mimi nafanya kazi Children Village. Pia nafanya nyumba ya watoto wadogo, nyumba ya 3. Pia tumekaa hapa miezi miwili kwa ajili ya hili janga la corona, kwa ajili ya kuangalia watoto, usalama wao na sisi pia. Pia tunamshukuru Beka maana anajali pia familia zetu.
Cool. Sarah, is there anything that you wanted to add after this video, or?
Yeah, I think just honing in the point that right now our mamas have been sacrificing so much. We're in lockdown up at Children's Village, like Becca explained before in the video that we heard, just to kind of prevent coronavirus from our most vulnerable populations. But the mamas have been sacrificing all of their time. They spent Mother's Day up at the Children's Village with, some of the most vulnerable kids in our community, rather than spending time with their home. So we're just doing everything that we possibly can to support them. And so I think we'll talk a little bit more about that later, about how you guys can help support and connect to our mamas too, if you're interested as well. We want to make sure that they're cared for and well compensated for the incredible sacrifices that they've been making for our kids. And hopefully, we'll send out more videos later so you guys can all meet them a little bit more individually.
Yeah,
they're a great group of women.
Let's jump into that. How can we continue to help? So I've kind of given myself a target to get to $2,500 within the month of May. So I'm doing all the yoga classes, even when I'm teaching outside, all the money that I'm making, I'm putting towards that. And I've been voluntarily teaching classes for a few years now within Qantas, and I'm so grateful for every one of you who's already been supporting that cause. Yeah, Sarah has kind of put together like a few specific needs so that you can kind of have a sense of what money can buy in this environment. Sarah, do you want to talk to them?
Yeah, perfect. Josh will throw my screen on and
Perfect.
then get it. Oops, yep, it's on. Great. So yeah, just talking about some of the big needs that we have right now. Like I said, right now we're really trying to show our mamas that that they're such essential. I mean, our mamas are basically essential workers, right? They're working kind of on the front lines of this pandemic here in Tanzania too, and really taking care of our children and sacrificing so much. First of all, I just want to congratulate Mailys and everyone who's donated so far. I think we'll get to see everyone's individual donations come up later during the yoga session. But one of the ways that you can make a real difference is by donating about $75 Australian dollars. You can basically put together a basket for one of our mama's families, which includes rice, beans, cooking oil, sugar, tea leaves, sanitizer, and masks. Since they can't be home with their families, one of their big asks for Mother's Day was to get these baskets frequently sent home to their families. So it's a really great way for you guys to just give a small donation and really connect with one of the mamas up at our children's village. And we can kind of put a little note and say, so-and-so donated this, to your family to connect with you. And it means a lot. So one of the other needs that we have is covering the difference for our mama salaries. Since they've been spending so much time up at the children's village and spending full time, not leaving the children's village, we want to make sure that they're compensated well for the work that they've been doing. So we've increased their salaries as well during the time. So by donating about 125 Australian dollars, you can cover the cost for their increased salaries as well, which is a really great way to support the community and support our frontline workers. Something else that might make you feel really connected to the community right now is purchasing a child's food basket. So with the lockdown, apparently the mamas are telling us that the children are eating so much more than they ever have before. They're just like so excited and interested in like food and different types of cooking. We'll be doing a pizza party in a few months next month where the kids will be learning how to make pizza and things like that. But for right now, if you really want to make a huge impact, you can donate $50 and support the costs for food for a child for a month. Right now, we've got about 45 children that are in our residential home right now, as well as a few families who have vulnerable immune systems who we're supporting as well. Something that I'm really excited about too, that I think would be a really great donation that makes a real impact and a lasting impact, is seeding a small business. So like I said, during our family preservation program, we help families, and we help, a lot of them are mothers, start businesses, right? So we really focus on business development program for parents that are in need. So for about $300, your gift can cover the startup costs for a business. So this could be anywhere from purchasing a calf to then run a milk business, which could be really successful, buying a sewing machine so that you can make masks, and really increase your business overall and help get the income level higher so that families can stay together. Really moving themselves out of poverty. We've seen so many women empower themselves. There's an example of Mama Max, who Mailys knows personally, and a lot of our guests know personally too, who, when she first got connected with TST, she was living in basically a small shack of basically four walls that were made out of wood and bamboo, and a small thatched roof that she was living in with 6 of her children. And so after getting connected with TST, she built up, we gave her, I think, just 20 chickens, and she built up the entire business herself. She sold all the eggs and sold them for months and months and months until she worked and empowered herself to start and buy banana trees and avocado trees, and then started up an entire banana and avocado tree farm to the point that she was able to save and ended up running and inspiring a microfinance group for women in the community. And so now she owns 2 cows, a few goats, and is sending her youngest child to school at an actual studying tourism and at a diploma program. So this is kind of an example of the type of impact that just $300 can help a family do. You know, $300, I don't even think it was that much for Mama Max, but can really help a family grow and stay together. One of the other, really essential and urgent needs that we have are kind of building these community coronavirus kits. So we want to send out to our families to receive masks, sanitizers, soap, education, and as well as food supplements. So with a $100 donation, you can actually support 4 families to get enough masks for every single person, as well as ones to exchange out, sanitizers, soap, buckets to wash their hands, as well as education on coronavirus prevention, and any type of food supplements, as well, if the time comes where food is starting to run out here, as it has been in other East African countries. And one of the other projects that I'm really passionate about too, and I've donated myself, is empowering a seamstress to make COVID-19 masks. So for we want to empower 3 seamstresses in total, but one of the seamstresses that we want to empower is Mama Priska, who just started her sewing business about a year and a half ago. And one of her youngest children, Priska, you can see her right here on the right-hand side in the yellow sweatshirt, studies at the daycare as well.
Yeah, I remember her. She was wearing this kind of deer shirt, like Christmas pullover every day. Like even though it was very warm, she always had this like beautiful shirt with like a massive deer. She's the cutest.
She really is. I've always had a really fond place in my heart for Priska. She's incredible, so it's exciting to see, her mom getting the opportunity to really, build her skills and make an impact too in the community as far. So basically, what your donation would do for Mama Priska and any one of the other seamstresses from our outreach families and our family preservation program would cover the cost of the material and Mama Priska's skills and labor. So about $200 will make about 200 masks, which then we'll collect and then distribute to all of our other outreach families, distribute in the churches and the schools. Schools are closed, but to the community as a whole, as part of our community services and community prevention services for coronavirus that we're working on at this time. So this is the kind of project that I think can make a really huge impact. And we're trying to make as many masks as we possibly can. And later, Mama Priska will have the skills to then distribute these masks and sell these masks day to day too throughout her community.
Cool.
And so I think we've got a few more here of fun needs, but I think maybe this is a good start. What do you think, Mailys?
Yeah, I think so. Thank you so much. It's really good to be able to really see like tangibly what money can buy in the environment that we're in. And it's really awesome. Thank you, Sarah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, guys, if anyone wants to jump on to ask any questions in the little chat, like please feel free to do that. We went a little bit over to what I had originally planned, but it's so nice to be able to share all of this. I hope you've really appreciated as well, getting to know in a little bit more intimately the organization. And let's switch to yoga now. I've shared the playlist in the Qantas invite, so you should all have that. Okay, well, you can start to press play now. Okay, so I'm just gonna leave you a bit of time to make your way onto your mat and find somewhere comfortable to sit on. Okay, and so as you make your way into a comfortable seat, just allow these first few moments to feel yourself grounded. So there's been a lot of information being absorbed, and now is the time for you to kind of tune in. So without forcing anything, just as you feel yourself arrive onto your mat and your sitting bones feeling anchored and grounded, you can start to softly turn the gaze inwards and drop inside yourself. And maybe it's a lot of emotions that arise when we get into contact of these videos and messages, and so it's both a sense of gratitude for having all what we have, but also a sense of willingness to participate and give back somehow. And what I love about the name The Small Things, it's also related to a quote from Mother Teresa, and it says, "You can do no great things, only small things with great love." The invitation for the practice this evening is to cultivate this sensation of pouring 100% of ourselves in what we're doing and with a wide open heart. Being able to share, give, and receive. And let's all together unite, taking a deep breath in through the nose. And exhale, clear it out. And again, deep breath in. And exhale to clear it away. Nice, and then gentle breaths in and out of the nostrils. And resting inside yourself. Feeling the breath start to soften and smooth. Okay, beautiful. And then when you're ready, slowly starting to crack your eyes open. Great. Up. Nice. And then when you arrive onto your seat here, just grab your left hand and then gentle pull, right hand, sorry, and gentle pull of the neck down. I'm a bit confused because this screen is actually not mirroring me. So I'm a bit confused. Okay, and then start to walk your fingertips out, your left fingertip out to the side, and breathe deeply into the sides of the neck. So make sure you keep on softening the shoulders away from the ears and just really breathing so deeply into the whole left-hand side of the neck. Good. And then slowly releasing the hand. The right hand goes down and the left arm reaches up and over. And then you can go either on your forearm or stay high onto your hands. And I always like to kind of play with my breath. So with an inhale, I'm opening the chest a little bit, reaching a little bit back. And with the exhale, I'm curving the back of the heart a little bit up. And if it doesn't feel good, you can stay still and just keep on reaching the fingers towards the sky. Keep on pressing the floor away so those sitting bones stay grounded. One more breath here. Nice. And then the left hand goes onto your right knee. And then the right arm reaches up and over. And this time you lean back so the left arm is nice and straight. And you just lean back, breathing so deeply into the whole right side of the body. Nice. One more breath here. Good. And then the right hand goes on top of your left knee. So both hands are crossed. Great. And then you can just here keep pulling onto your knees so that you really feel the skin into the back of the lungs really stretch out, and take a deep breath into the upper back. And stay for the exhale. One more time, deep breath in into the upper back. Nice, and exhale, release. Good, and then the right hand stays down onto your knee, and then the left arm reaches up and over, and again, you lean back, and just be curious here, like the sensations can be quite different from one another, so just see where you feel it's comfortable to stretch, or there's a little bit of holding and tension. Nice, one more breath here into the whole left lung. Good, and then the left hand goes down and the right arm reaches up and over. Side stretch to the other side, so either staying on your forearm or staying up with the arm straight. And we're playing with the orientation of the chest here, you're playing maybe with the rhythm of the breath. Beautiful medicine for the whole upper body as we're spending so much time on our phone or hunching over our computers. Good. One more deep breath into the whole right hand side. Nice. And then the right hand arm slowly comes back down, and then the left hand goes onto the side of the neck, and then we last stretch into the right side, walking your fingertips away, feeling a big stretch into the nerves. Breathing softly and smoothly. Good. And then slowly release. Great. And then switch the cross of the legs. Good. And then interlace the hands behind the back. And then open your chest up to the ceiling. And then start to lift the chin up, the neck crunches, feel a stretch into the throat. And then as you exhale, the chin comes close to the chest. As close as you can, you should feel a stretch into the trapezius muscles, the sides of the neck again. So keep reaching away from your buttocks with your hands, opening the chest, and then just playing with lifting the chin up and down. As fast or as slow as feels good. We keep on opening the chest, only the neck moves. Nice. And then coming back to the center, releasing the arms. And as you inhale, you open your arm really, really wide and reach your fingertips back, 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 back. And as you exhale, you give yourself a big embrace, brace. Nice. 2 more like this. Inhale, you reach back as you can and really flex the fingers back. You should feel a nice stretch into the forearms. And as you exhale, curl inside yourself. One more time. Inhale to open. Big, big, like you're preparing yourself for the biggest hug. And then you close everything down. Okay, perfect. And then the hands release onto your knees. And then just make a little sway from side to side, or maybe some little circles of your hips, torso around the hips, as big or as small, but just kind of feeling how your whole back feels, how your joints feel today. Perfect. Good. And then let's make our way onto our hands and knees for 4-point kneeling position. Okay, so your fingers are really nice and widely spread. And then start to extend the left leg back first and stretch the calf. So I really like to spend these first few moments pressing the ball of the foot down and reaching the heel back. So I really feel the stretch into the calf. And then draw your navel in towards the spine so there's no arch in the lower back. And then press the floor away so you're not collapsing in the shoulders. Great. And then start to lift the left leg off the floor and the right arm reaches forwards. Nice. And as you inhale, move the right hand to the side, left leg to the side into a diagonal. And as you exhale, come back to center. Take one more breath here. And as you exhale, curl your knee to your elbow. Good. And inhale, extend forwards and back. And exhale, move to the sides. Inhale, back to the center. And exhale, curl knee to nose. One more. Inhale, extend. Exhale, move to the side. Inhale back to the center. And exhale, curl under the belly. Nice. And then extend back one last time and either stay here or you can bend the knee and grab a hold of the foot. And then press the left foot back. And then feel the big opening in front of the right shoulder. Nice. One more breath and you press the foot back even more. And then release everything down to the earth. Nice. And then the left arm open to the side like a wing. And as you exhale, you thread the arm under and you rest the left shoulder down onto the floor, left cheek onto the floor. So keep pressing with your right hand down so you can twist the upper back even more. Both toes, both tops of the feet stay pressing down. Draw your lower belly in. Good. Last few breaths here. And then the right hand comes back down to the floor and inhale, left arms open wide. And exhale back, down to the earth. Great, and let's reset here. So both hands directly under the shoulders, press the floor away a lot, and then reach the heel back, the right heel back, feel the stretch into the calf. Draw your lower belly in and press the floor away, doming lightly through the upper back. Great, and then start to lift the foot off the floor to hip height and then extend the left arm forwards. Nice, and you're not moving. So as you exhale, left arm to the left, right leg to the right. Inhale, come back to the center, and exhale, curl elbow to knee. Good, inhale, extend, and exhale, move to the side. Inhale, back to center, and exhale, curl. One more, inhale, extend, and exhale, side. Inhale, back to center, and exhale, curl. Good. Extending one more time, and then either staying here, bending the back foot, grabbing hold of the top of the foot, and then pressing a lot so you're opening through the chest. Nice. Can you press the shin back even more and feel the stretching into front of the shoulders, left shoulder. One more breath here. Nice, and exhale, everything comes back down. And this time it's the right arm that opens all the way up to the side. And as you exhale, you thread the arm under, thread the needle. Great. And then keep pressing the left hand down so you have more leverage to twist the upper back. And then breathe deeply into the upper back. Good. One more breath here. Nice, and then left hand presses down, right arm reaches all the way out, and then back to the center. Beautiful. Come back onto your knees, and we're just gonna do a little Qigong practice. So it's called the 4-part Taoist breath. And I think I may have taught you this before standing, and we're just gonna do it seating, kneeling for today. So just grab your hands together, and it's called Qi Rub. So we're just creating a bit of heat and connecting to our Qi. So the Qi is, in Chinese medicine, the life force inside the body. In Hinduism, we call prana, and Chinese medicine we call Qi. So go ahead and create a bit of heat. Nice. And then just rest your palms facing up onto your lap and relax the shoulders away and just feel all what you feel into your palms. The dancing cells vibrating, oscillating. And there's the energy that lives inside of us. All of us. Good. And so the 4-part Taoist breath is going to help us connect as well with this Qi with a couple of movements. So cracking your eyes open. And so as you inhale, it's gathering the Qi from the whole universe that is around, all the way up to the sky. And as you exhale, the hands come down, and then you're pushing the mountains out. Good, and really stretching the fingers. And then inhale, you're swan diving, and it's like the back of the palms. Try to collect the energy from the earth, and with really soft fingers, you reach all the way up to the sky. And as you exhale, you bring the chi back down to your lower belly, the lower dantian to ground. Good. Let's continue again. Inhale, gathering the chi from earth to heavens. And as you exhale, you bring the palms down to the shoulders, and then you push the chi out through your fingertips. And then back of the hands, inhale, tap to the floor. You're gathering the chi all the way up to the sky. And as you exhale, the hands slowly bring the chi back to your lower belly. Continuing, inhale, gather from earth to heavens. And the exhale to expand and give everything that you have extra back to the universe. And then inhale, back of the hands down. Really exaggerate the movement. Fingertips reach all the way up to the sky. And as you exhale, you gather everything back down to ground inside yourself. Good. Continue. Inhale, circle up. And exhale, push it out. Good. Inhale to gather from the earth to the heavens. And exhale to ground back to your center. Nice. And continuing with your own breath, maybe you feel comfortable now to soften the eyes, close, and move with your breath. And you're really exaggerating every single movement and linking the movement with your breath. It's like a dance where the movement never ends. And maybe you can start feeling the sensations in between your fingers, your arms, of the energy moving. And how much can you drop in just this simple flow? We have just one more here. Okay, and then when you arrive, finally just stop with the hands facing the lower belly, and maybe some sensations into your shin bones, your ankles. See if you can stay and just feel all the chi that you've cultivated in between your palms and your lower belly. Okay, perfect. Good, and slowly cracking your eyes open and making a little rub of your thighs to come back inside your body, and then hands come down and slowly make your way into downward facing dog. So maybe there's a little bit of a stretch of the legs back, so if you feel like compressing of the blood inside the legs, that can feel good. And anything you need when you arrive in your downward facing dog, making a little bending one leg after the other. Nice. And then when you arrive with some stillness here, just checking how much are you pressing into your hands, so you're really lifting out of your forearms. And then there's a soft bend of the elbows, wrapping up the outer arms in towards one another. So you're really extending to the spine as much as you can. And there's a soft bend of the knees so that the sitting bones can go even higher. Good. And then come high into your toes, and then take a couple of steps, if you can, with straight legs to come all the way to the top. And then have a big bend of the knees if you need. And then allow everything to drop. Soften everything. Maybe there's a little sway from side to side. Nice. And the more you bend the knees and connect the belly to the thigh, the more you can really find this rounding of the lower back, which is really what we want here. So it's not about stretching the legs, but really about lengthening, decompressing the spine. Nice. And then start to release the hands down. And then super slow motion, roll yourself piece by piece all the way up to the top. Good, and then use your eye. Take a big roll of the shoulders up, down, and back. Good, let's do that again. Roll forwards, up, down, and back. Great, and then as you inhale, the arms lift, but the palms are facing down so that the back of the hands touch at the very, very top. And as you exhale, you're drawing the hands back to your center, and as they arrive, you're turning your finger. It's like you're giving your present away, and you fall down to the earth. Nice. And inhale, you lengthen, halfway lift, roll the shoulders back. And as you exhale, you fold. And inhale, you gather all the way up to the center, sky. And exhale, the hands land back into a prayer at your heart center. Let's do this again. Inhale, the arms lift, but the palms stay facing down all the way up to the sky. And as you exhale, hands draw back into a prayer, like you're giving yourself all the way to the earth. Inhale, lengthen halfway. And exhale to fold. Inhale to rise, to standing. And exhale, hands back into prayer hands. Nice. Let's do this one more time. It's a mudra of devotion. So the arms float, the back of the hands touch. And then as you bring everything that you have inside yourself and you're giving back. And inhale, you lengthen halfway. And exhale, this time, plant the hands and step back into downward facing dog. Great. And then the slow motion, the right leg slowly start to lift all the way up and back. Keep the big toes pointing down. The inner thighs roll in. Can you extend the leg even more? One more breath in. And as you exhale, curl your knee to your chest and then step the foot in between your hands. Back knee drops down to the floor. Low Anjaneyasana. Great. And as you inhale, both arms circle up. And as you exhale, you're opening your heart to the sky as the arms pour out. Let's do this 2 more times. As you inhale, gather everything, lift the arms. And as you exhale, pour out. One more, inhale, gather up. And exhale, open the chest. Good, and then stay high, so instead of sinking too low into your hips, come out a little bit. And interlace your hands behind your back. And then open your chest up to the ceiling. And maybe you just stay here, keep lengthening the tailbone down, so you feel this nice stretch in the front of the left hip. Or maybe there's a bit more space, so you can lean back and open the chest more. Good. One more breath here. Stay for the exhale. Good. And inhale, both arms circle back up. And as you exhale, you extend the front leg in the floating Hanumanasana. Great. So you keep drawing the right hip back. And the chest reaches forward, the toes peel towards your face. Nice. Can you melt your chest even lower and feeling all the sensations into the legs? Good. And then lunge back into the leg as the arms float up. Curl the back toes and then find arrowhead. So come all the way up out of your knees into a lunge. Both arms extend back. Stay low into your front leg. Keep drawing the right hip back, left hip forward, and then gather the back of the heart together. So you're trying to squeeze the backs of the shoulder blades together. Good. And then the right hand comes at the base of the sacrum. Big circle with the left arm. And then you land into warrior 2. Great. And as you inhale, you're drawing the energy from the earth all the way up to your heart. And as you exhale, you press it back down. 2 more. Inhale to lift. And exhale down. 1 more. Inhale to gather up. And exhale, press out back. Forward the front palm. Reverse, reach back. Good, and then cartwheel your hands, frame the front foot, and step back into high plank. Nice. Press the floor away, don't feel the upper back, and then lengthen the tailbone down towards the heels. You try to lift your frontal hip bone up towards the chest. Nice, and can you smile with your collarbones more? So you're kind of drawing the outer arms towards one another. Nice, one more breath here. And then slowly both knees come down to the earth at the same time. And as you inhale, open the chest, drop the belly, find a cow shape. And as you exhale, reach all the way back into active child's pose. Nice. Stay here for a moment. Extend the fingertips all the way forward. Keep the forearms off the floor. Take one more breath here. And deep exhale. Nice, and start to curl lower, middle, upper back, and find a cat shape. And as you exhale, lengthen the tops of the feet and then slowly drop the hips down to the floor. Open the chest and find a cobra shape. Nice, one more breath here. And as you exhale, curl the toes and find downward facing dog. Great. Bring the toes together at the back of the mat again. And then slowly the left leg starts to reach up and back. Big toe stays pointing down. So it's not about how high the leg goes, but how much you can keep your hips really square. And you extend the back leg even more. And as you exhale, create a knee to your chest. And then step the foot in between your hands lightly. Good, and then the back knee drops down to the earth. And inhale, both arms circle all the way up to the sky. And as you exhale, you pour out as both arms open, like a blooming flower. Two more, inhale. You lift out of the lunge and you open your chest. Maybe there's a tiny back bend. As you exhale, deliver yourself back to the earth. One more, inhale, lift up. As you exhale, pour out, radiate, balloon your heart open. So one more breath in, both arms reach. And then exhale, interlace your hands behind the back. I always forgot this one. And then really try to squeeze the palms together, open your chest up. And maybe you just stay high, keep lengthening the tailbone down, and just opening through the chest. And maybe there's a bit of space for the upper back to curl. Make sure that you can keep the breath soft and smooth. Good, and as you inhale, both arms circle all the way up to the sky. And as you exhale, gently stretch the front foot towards your face, reaching the left hip back, and then lengthening the chest forwards, softening the chest towards the leg, feeling all the sensations of shaking, the quivers. Nice. One more breath here. Stay for the exhale. Nice. And then lunge back into the legs as both arms reach all the way up. Curl the back toes. And exhale, find arrowhead. Good. And then stay low into the front leg. Keep drawing the left hip back. Gathering the back of the heart. Nice, and can you lengthen the tailbone down so you're lifting out of your thighs instead of collapsing forwards. You engage your belly and lift the chest. And the left hand comes up to the base of the lower back and then start to spin open, warrior two. So you see my back. Let's do the same. So as you inhale, you're gathering the chi from the earth all the way up to your heart. And as you exhale, you press it back down. It's a grounding action. And again, inhale, can you draw things in? And as you exhale, can you let them settle? One more. Inhale together. And this time, open your arms, radiate out. Flip the front palm, reverse. Stay low into your legs. Good, and then cartwheel your hands. Frame the front foot, step back, high plank. Nice. And then pause here again, gathering your strength. Connect your hands like you're kissing the earth, pressing the floor away, and feeling the rebound action of the earth meeting you. Nice. And then the upper arms draw in towards one another, so you're really opening through the chest, lengthening the crown forwards, reaching the heels back. One more breath here, and slowly both knees come down to the earth. Good. And then inhale, belly drops down, chest broadens, sitting bones up, cow. And exhale, reach towards your feet, active child's pose. Inhale to curl, up, lower, middle, upper back. And exhale, drop the hips, unfurl, find cobra. Take one more breath here. And as you exhale, reach back, downward facing dog. Good. Let's move through this one more time, a little bit more quick. And then we'll rest. Okay, and so the right leg slowly rises up and back. And just one time, curl the knee to your chest, back, and then step the foot. Back knee drops down. Inhale, just one time, open all the way up, and then pour out, the arms open to the side. Good, and again, inhale, both arms circle up. And this time, interlace behind the back and open the chest to the ceiling. One more breath here. Stay for the exhale. Inhale, both arms circle back up. And as you exhale, just for one breath, stretch the front leg, half Hanuman. Nice, and inhale, lunge back. Curl the back toes up, lift the arms. And as you exhale, arrowhead. Right hand onto your sacrum, inhale, open, find warrior two. Just one time, inhale, pulsing the energy up, and then grounding it back down. With the palm, reverse. And then cut with your hands, frame the front foot, step back, high plank. Just form one breath here, and as you exhale, both knees at the same time, like little pebbles, come to the earth. Inhale, belly drops, chest opens wide. And exhale, active child's pose. Inhale, curl, lower, middle, upper back. And exhale, drop the hips, unfurl the chest. Inhale, open cobra. And exhale, roll back, downward facing dog. Inhale, the left leg slowly rises up and back. And exhale, curl your knee to your chest, step the foot in between your hands. Back knee drops down, inhale, both arms circle up. And exhale, pour out, open the chest. One more inhale, both arms reach up. And then interlace the hands behind the back. And inhale, the chest opens, maybe there's a tiny back bend. Good, and inhale, come back to center, both arms reach. And exhale, arrowhead. Lift the back toes. Left hand onto the sacrum. Inhale, open. And exhale, land into warrior two. Inhale, gather the energy up. And exhale to press it down. With the front palm, reverse. Nice. Cut with your hands. Step back, high plank. Good. One more breath here. And exhale, both knees go down to the earth. Inhale, belly drops, chest opens wide. And exhale, child's pose. Inhale, curl, lower, middle, upper back. And exhale, drop the hips low. Inhale, open the chest, cobra. And exhale, roll back, downward facing dog. Good, and then walking your hands towards your feet. And then landing into Malasana, yogic squat. I hope you're all still here. Okay, so let's use this moment to ground and settle. So use your elbows against your knees to open your chest more. And sending your sitting bones down, feeling the broad opening into the chest. Good, and then the right hand comes down and the left arm reaches up and feel the opening of the chest. Great, and then switching sides, so left hand down, right arm reaches up. Good, and again, right hand down, left arm reaches up. And then here, you can choose to stay just here, or you can just bend the left arm to the right hip crease. And you can just stay here, or you can bind the right arm around the leg as well. Wherever you are, just breathing deeply, and feeling the stretch, the little twist. Nice, and let's just switch sides. So releasing the vine if you had it, and this time the left hand goes down, right arm reaches up, and either stay here or just dropping the right hand to the left hip crease, and then maybe trying to grab a hold of the fingers together if it's there. Super. And then slowly releasing the arms and then reaching the fingertips forwards, 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 breathing into the upper back. Nice. And then bring the hands down and then start to walk your feet back together. And then inhale, lengthen, halfway lift. And then exhale, you fall down towards yourself like a little Japanese sandwich. Good. And then bend your knees and then find a chair. And then super slow motion, coming all the way down into your seat. Yes. Okay. And then extending both arms out to the side. Draw your lower belly in towards your spine. And then really slow motion, keeping the lower belly engaged. Feel every little bones of the spine stacking and releasing onto the mat. It's a little core exercise. We're not going to do any core work. It's the only core work we're doing tonight. Okay, perfect. And then you land. Amazing. So then bring the soles of the feet down directly under the knees so you can graze the back of the heels with your fingertips. And I really like doing pulsating bridge at the moment. So as you inhale, start to lift from the lower, middle, upper back as your arms reach all the way up behind your head. And as you exhale slowly, the spine comes back down, upper, middle, lower back, as the arms float back down to the ground. Nice. 2 more like this. Inhale to float all the way up. And really press a lot into your heels. Can you even go higher? And then you gently release and float back down. So it's putting your awareness into every single bone of the spine so you can feel every vertebrae moving, isolating, like really one by one. So much mindfulness in these super gentle and soft movements. Okay, perfect. And let's just do one bridge here. So start to, again, lengthen the tailbone down towards the heel so you can feel your lower back connected to the ground. And then press a lot into your heels as you start to lift your hips up. So it's really, the glutes should be really soft. It's all the legs that are working. No glutes engagement. So make sure that you're checking that you're not crispy your glutes. I don't know if it's a word. Okay, and then start to shimmy your shoulders under, and then interlace your hands under the belly, and then press even more into your heels so you can send your hips higher and your chest towards your chin. And keep drawing your knees towards one another like you're holding a block in between your thigh. Nice. One more deep breath here. Can you find even more space? And then slowly, as you exhale, come all the way back down onto your belly. Okay, and then opening your feet as wide as the mat with the knees knocking together, kissing in the center. One hand onto your heart, one hand onto your belly, just feeling into the sensations for a moment. Great, and then the right leg is gonna, so the right foot is staying onto the ground and the left ankle comes over the knee into this like a little figure four. Nice, and then you draw your right thigh towards you, so you can either grab a hold of the back of the thigh or the shin bones. And keep a flex into the left foot so you're protecting your knee. And so the action here is to try and keep the sacrum, so the lower back, grounded into the earth. And you're trying to press your left knee forwards as you draw your right knee towards your chest. So there's this counter action. And this should feel like a nice opening into the left outer hip. But even though you're still like engaging a little bit the muscles, see if you can find some kind of softness into the upper body. Okay, and then the right foot comes down to the earth. And now extend the left leg up to the ceiling. So you want to try and have a really straight leg with your toes flexed towards your face. So maybe your leg is much further away, and that's completely fine, but see how much you can keep your leg straight. And then see if you can grab a hold of the back of the thigh or the calf, anything to feel a stretch in the left arm string. And it's nice to keep the right leg bent so it's much smoother onto the lower back, but if you want a little bit more, you can also extend the right leg to the front. Keep breathing. Nice. Okay, and then if you extended the leg, bring the right sole of the foot down. And then the left knee is gonna come over the right thigh for a little twisted root. And then just move your hips to your left, both knees drop to your right. And if this feels too strong, you don't have to bind the legs. You can just have the knees together and just drop them to your right. So you can choose here whatever you want this evening. And see if you can keep the backs of the shoulders connected to the floor. And complete softness into the lower belly. Okay, and then slowly come back to the center, unbinding the legs if you have that. And just straight away switching sides. So the left sole of the foot comes down, right ankle over the knee, left knee. And then you draw your thigh towards your chest. And finding this nice opening into the outer hip. Okay, and then slowly the left foot is going to release down to the earth and start to extend the right leg up towards the ceiling as straight as you can. Try to reach the sky with your heel, flexing the toes a lot. And make sure that you're not stressing the nervous system too much with having too much intensity in the stretch here. So you want to find a place where you find a little bit of sensation, but without it being too intense. And you want to be able to relax the upper part of the body. And if you did so on the other side and the lower back feels okay, extend the left leg out. Good, and then the left foot comes back down to the floor. And then the right leg is going to hook over, or just a simple twist. If you didn't have the bind on the other side, dropping everything to your left. Complete release of the lower belly. And breathing with your whole awareness in your whole body. Feeling every single cell refresh. Re-energizing flow. Okay, and then slowly come back to the center. Draw your lower belly in towards the spine. Okay, and then bend the knees and grab a hold of your knees with your arms and see if you can try and bring the soles of the feet towards the ground. They're not going to touch the ground, but just so that your arms are straight. And you should feel a kind of gentle pressure on the sacrum, the lower back area. So it's like just using gravity to soothe. Nice, and then you can, if you prefer, draw the knees back to your chest and have little circles and rocks side to side. And then long the spine forwards and back until you land back into a seat. Okay, and I love to do this shape, little butterfly. So, but let's give a choice for the forward fold. So either butterfly like so, and you just rest your forearms and allow the weight of gravity to pull you down. Or if you feel more of a stretch into the inner sides of the legs, you can also extend the legs out into this little dragonfly shape and then roll forwards. So I'll let you choose whatever you want. The first version obviously feels more restorative and soothing. You can do no great things, only small things with great love. And I think it's such a beautiful way, like a beautiful reminder of keep on cultivating all the things that spark joy inside of us. And so it gives us energy to fully show up and share with a real abundance mindset all the treasures and gifts that we have. Because we all have so many gifts to offer. I think it's also a good reminder of like all our actions don't need to be grand, and but as long as they're coming from a real heart space and this real truth and purity and unconditional love and intention, they're going to have such tremendous impact. It's all about being fully present in every single moment, the smallest, tiniest thing you can have without expecting it. So much of a ripple effect on someone else's life. Okay, and then slowly starting to roll yourself back up. And then be gentle with gathering your legs together. If your legs were wide and extended, or even in the butterfly, use your hands to come back to the center and come into a cosmic egg just for a few moments. Nice. And then start to make your way all the way onto your back, laying into your favorite final resting pose, Shavasana. So you can turn off the light if it's appropriate, and make sure you cover yourself so you still feel warm. And just a few minutes to integrate. Completely letting go, allowing your full body to drop. No tension anywhere. So scanning the parts of the body for residual holding in the features of the face, in the jaw, space around the eyes, softening the belly, feeling the hips really heavy, grounded. Softening the inside of the palms, softening the soles of the feet. Nothing to do. Just allow yourself to completely float and rest in this in-between state. Okay, and then start to breathe a little bit more fully. Bring some life back in the body, moving the fingertips, the toes, ankles, wrists, and stretching with the arms up above the head, big stretch. And then rolling onto your favorite side into a ball. Nice, and then slowly starting to make your way back into your seat. And feel your sitting bones anchoring down as you arrive, and the rippling effect of this energy lifting the chest, the crown up towards the sky, the chest, shoulders stay relaxed. And then drawing of the hands into prayer at your heart center. Gentle bow of the forehead down towards your hands. Thank you so much, guys, for coming. I hope you enjoy this session. Yeah. Thank you for the support. And if you have any question off the back of that, for sure, let me know. Josh, I'll let you play the final little video.
Thank you.
Asante.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Asante.
Thank you. How do I say thank you?
Sekule, sekule, sekule.